पुराणानां करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। गुकारो अन्धकारो वैरुकारस्तन्निवर्तकः अन्धकारनिरोधित्वात् गुरुरित्यभिधीयते। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ नमो भगवते वैवस्वताय मृत्यवे ब्रह्मविद्या आचार्याय नचिकेतसे नमः। So we are in the first chapter of the Kaṭha Upaniṣad, third section. I will repeat the third and fourth mantra. We have already seen, we already saw that in the last class, but I will give small gesture of the mantras again for the continuation. Third mantra of the third section of the first chapter. Atmanam rathinam viddhi shariram rathmevatu buddhim tu saratim viddhi manapragrahamevacha. And the fourth mantra. Indriyani hayanyahuhu vishayam vishayansteshu gocharan atmendriyamano yuktam bhoktetyahurmanishinaha. They say, Lord Yama addresses that he himself identifies that our traditional teachers who are before his time, they say, Ahuhu, an example, an analogy to understand the matter in the simplest way. The individual soul and the connection of the body, and the goal is being presented, and for the goal, how we have to use our body, how one can make the body as an instrument to reach the goal. What are the role for the senses in the pursuit of knowledge, and how an individual should be in order to reach the goal, to live the life. Everything is presented through an example, an analogy by Lord Death to Nachiketas. He says, Atmanam Arithinam Viddhi. May one know, our old teachers used to say this analogy, that the Lord of the chariot, the Lord of the body is been in, body is resembled as a chariot now. One should know that this individual soul is the lord of the body, is the lord of the chariot. Honor. Shariram rathamevatu. Indeed, this body, which is subject to destruction, is to be understood as the chariot, vehicle. Always a vehicle is for the sake of other person. It doesn't have its own purpose. Vehicle or the ratham is there for the sake of another person. Remember, so body itself doesn't have any role to play in this world. Body is an instrument which is to be used by the owner of the body. Buddhim tu sarathim viddhi. Charioteer, the controller of this vehicle, is intellect. Our intellect plays the main role. And the reins which we use to control the horses by tying them with the nose and its head. Let our mind become the reins of the vehicle which is connected to the horses. In the modern world, the reins means accelerator, clutches, brake, etc., etc. In order to control a machinery car, an automobile car, what are the things we use in our technology that is being told as reins? Here in this body, the intellect is the driver and the mind is the reins, which are the accelerator, brake, clutches, etc., etc. And the senses, we are having 5 senses of knowledge and 5 senses of actions, which we will discuss in the coming verses. Mainly, they are the reporters. Horses. A chariot is being pulled by the horses. We know that. The body will interact in this world according to the informations gathered by the senses. The senses will go to their field. For example, the nose will go to the field of smelling. The skin will go to the field of touching, etc. And our ears will play the ears will get into the field of listening, hearing, and our eyes will go to the field of vision. Shabda, sparsha, rupa, rasa, gantham. Listening, touching, seeing, tasting, and smelling. One needs to know what fragrance it is in order to identify what flower, which thing, etc., etc. So these respective senses will go to its own field to collect the data, and it will bring to the mind, and this mind will give to the intellect. Usually, they are reporters. So here it is told the senses are to be understood as the horses which will pull this chariot. Because according to the knowledge which are given by the senses, the data given by the senses, one will conduct the life in this world. So indriyani hayani, hayani ahu, hayan, horses, and the objects of their respective senses are the roads or the field to work for the horses. And comes the very important line. Atmendriya manoyuktam bhokta ityahur manishinaha. The individual soul, formally I am saying individual soul. There is no division between individual soul and cosmic soul. It's all for the sake of studying, I say individual soul. There is no division between the all-pervasive Brahman and the individual soul. When it is obtained in the body, for the sake of understanding, we say individual soul. The all-pervasive consciousness is being told in a formal way in the name of individual soul. This individual soul plus the intellect or the mind, here it is told mind, individual soul plus mind plus senses. These three things all together becomes the enjoyer in this world. Bhokta, the person who struggles in this world in order to gain happiness. That person is called an enjoyer, experience hunter, going to different place, enjoying different food, enjoying different rivers, enjoying different types of traveling in train, flight, car, etc., etc. All these experiences I want in my life in order to become happy. This enjoyer is formed by the constitution of three things: the individual soul plus mind plus senses. Here there is a superimposition. What is meant by superimposition? On a thing, you see something other than what it is. This is called superimposition. So here, body is inert, insentient. Senses are insentient, inert. But we think that they are Chetanavan, they are sentient. Really speaking, due to the contact or a substance which is not known due to the ignorance of one person, something which is already existing in the form of consciousness, which is the only sentient thing in the world, but which is not known due to our ignorance, which is by nature, everybody get a birth through with the ignorance. Due to ignorance, we don't know the consciousness is the only sentient thing. But when we get a birth, even though we are all-pervasive consciousness, that being not known or that being not told by somebody, that conscious being is being understood as a human body. Really speaking, human body is subject to birth and death. It is ever changing through metamorphosis. The body is not at all nityam, permanent. every second it is changing. What is changing in every moment is not a permanent thing to relay. But there is something which is permanent. That is sentient. That sentient being is not known. Due to the sentient of this individual soul or this all-pervasive consciousness, we impose a human body on that, and the sentience is being superimposed on the human body, and the human body's features are being superimposed on the individual soul. Mutual superimposition. I am subject to death and birth. There is a superimposition of the features of the body on the consciousness. I am not subject to death and birth. From the ultimate standpoint, I am the immortal consciousness. But I take myself, it is by birth one gather this wrong notion that I am a human body. And the human body, which is subject to death and birth, is being superimposed on I am subject to death and birth, which is not at all there. From the ultimate standpoint, I am not this human body. I am only the all-pervasive consciousness, which is called Brahman. But the features of the human body is being superimposed on the consciousness, and the sentience of the consciousness is being superimposed on the human body. We know that human body is inert. It doesn't have itself effulgence or itself, it doesn't have any sentience. It is lending the sentience from the individual soul. So there is a mutual superimposition that all the features of the body is being superimposed on the I consciousness. I am subject to death and birth. That I am this conscious being which is not subject to death and birth, which is immortal. And this human body is subject to death and birth. And this sentience, which is only for the individual soul, is being superimposed on the human body. Thus, I take myself, due to the ignorance of not knowing the individual soul or the Brahman, which is the all-pervasive Brahman, the ultimate goal of each and every human being. All other beings' goal also this only. But the point is, all other animals are not having a teacher or a study or books, etc., etc. There is no such a thing meant for them in this creation. So, I become an enjoyer right from the childhood, bhokta. And the people make me understand that you are an experiencer in this world. And I go around in this world in order to experience different things. I want to go to that place and experience that place. I want to experience this person. I want to experience this dish. I want to experience this car. I want to experience this bag. I want to experience this thing, that thing. An experiencer is born. an enjoyer is born. Really speaking, this conscious being, which doesn't lack anything, it is always in the state of fulfillment. It doesn't lack anything. So there is no desires. But the body is limited due to the ignorance by nature, instinct, natural instincts of the body make me to become an enjoyer, a karta in this world. Anything in order to enjoy, you have to employ your senses and body on that. If you want to know the taste of an ice cream, you have to buy an ice cream with the money and you have to employ your tongue in the ice cream. Senses and the objects are in contact, you are experiencing. And your mind get, oh, this is the taste of strawberry. This is the taste of butter. Oh, this is the taste of pumpkin. This is the taste of another thing, whatever it may be. Similarly, eyes are employed in certain things, and we understand, oh, this person is called his name. If he has a name, oh, this guy is coming. Everything will be kept under file in the memory, whatever we have experienced in our life through different senses. This is called impression, which never goes, because enjoyer will accumulate all kinds of senses from this, all kinds of tastes from this world, employing the senses and getting contact with the different objects, and they will keep a backup file, a carbon copy in the memory. Butter tastes like this, strawberry tastes like this, lettuce leaf tastes like this, a sandwich will taste like this, an apple jam will taste like this. All these are there in the memory. An enjoyer will enjoy different things, and we collect, we accumulate all the impressions and we keep in the memory. And again, the time comes, the enjoyer will employ the senses again in the same thing in order to get the happiness from the external object. And this continuity is called samsaram. Samsara means going again and again in the world and getting contact with the objects and getting taste and again accumulating the taste and keeping inside the memory. This person is subject to go through different birth and death. Why? As long as we are in touch with the objects in the world, we will have all kinds of impressions which are inside our memory. And according to the impressions, one will take the birth, even though this body is not capable of enjoying the taste at the age of 90 or 100, whatever it may be. But the impressions are very strong. In Sanskrit, it is called vasanas. The impressions which we have collected by enjoying different objects in the world with the context of the senses. These impressions are the main thing which make the person to take another birth. According to our tastes in different things, we will take different births, which is going to say immediately in the next shloka. So, bhokta, an enjoyer, a person who himself think that I am this body and I need different type of experiences, and I need happiness from the external objects because my senses are extroverted. They will come into contact with the different things, and we will get all kinds of experiences and happiness we collect from the external things. This person is called Bhokta, Bhujyate, one who enjoys. So here, a main statement is being told to Nachiketas by Lord Death. The individual soul is being misunderstood as a bhokta due to the contact of the body, due to the superimposition of the body and the senses on it. Bhokta ityahur manishina. They say, the traditional teachers, one who knows the reality of the individual soul and the superimposed body separately. They say that this individual soul is being taken by misunderstand due to the ignorance as an enjoyer in this world. We know that this all-pervasive Brahman doesn't lack anything. It is full, Purnam. All these superimposed forms are fake identities which are going to see. So right now you understand Atma, the individual soul, plus Indriya, the senses, plus the mind is called enjoyer. Due to the mutual superimposition, one take the individual soul as a bhokta. Bhokta means enjoyer, an experiences. Now, I will come to the new shloka. We need this base, then only we can understand the coming verse. Okay, Lord Yama continues to Nachiketas. Very important verses. I will read and I will give the meaning. Yastu avijnanavan bhavati ayuktena manasa sada tasyendriyani avashyani Tushtashva iva sarathehe. I will read once more. The fifth verse. Yastu avijnanavan bhavati ayuktena manasa sata tasya indriyani avashyani tushta ashvaha iva sarathehe. Very important verse. I will give you the meaning. Very beautiful verse. An experience who goes around the world, who is interested in different things, to getting connected with different friends, different things, different places, different objects. That person is called Bhokta. That person is called experiencer. This person is equated in this verse as the person who lacks discrimination. What discrimination he is lacking? An experiencer. He is lacking the discrimination, which is the goal of a human being. What I should do in order to reach the human goal, how I should be in this world. Should I have the senses under control or not? Or any other things I have to do in order to reach the goal? Those discrimination for that thing, that discrimination is lacking for the experience. Due to the natural instinct, by birth itself, nobody guided me that you are the Purnam Brahma, unlimited conscious being. You don't lack anything. In the previous birth, you are not told or you are not advised by anybody that you are the pure conscious being. If somebody advised you in the previous birth and you got the knowledge about the all-pervasive Brahman, there will be no birth at all. But in the previous birth also, I was not informed by somebody that I am this pure conscious being which is unlimited and eternal. That knowledge being not there, the discrimination is not there at all. This discrimination not being there, a person get into a superimposed idea about oneself. Himself or herself in reality, even though he is a conscious being. But due to the superimposition or the mistaken ideas gathered or accumulated right from the childhood that I am this human body and I should enjoy this world. That is why Lord has given me senses and the objects right in front of me. I am subject to experience different things and I am an enjoyer. The body will fall at the age of 90 or 100 or 120. Before that, I should see all countries. I should meet different types of friends. I should have different types of adventures in water, in different places. So I go on enjoying different things in the world due to my superimposed idea. And the faculty to discriminate is given for a human being through the intellect. Intellect has the capacity to discriminate what is right and what is wrong. When the intellect is not used properly, even though the faculty is given for each and every human being, the faculty to discriminate what is right and wrong, that is called avijnanavan. Vijnanavan, a person who knows what is right and what is wrong. And the opposite form is called avijnanavan, a person who don't know what is right and what is to be done. In the place to be done, he is doing something other than to be done. He is not thinking about himself what is to be done. He don't have idea what is the goal of a human being. For what purpose I took this birth in this world? All these ideas are not being there. He is called a person who lacks discrimination. There is no understanding about the goal. There is no understanding about the faculty of the intellect. We use intellect for making money, for making illegal relationships, for controlling others, for taking advantages of the situations, for making certain things which are harmful for this world. We use intellect. We have discovered a lot of things. We have invented a lot of things because of our intellect. The point is, it will fall under the realm of creation. We are not talking about the creator, or we are not talking about the reality. Whatever we collect or whatever we gather or whatever we invent or whatever we discover with this body, all are subject to destruction. With this body, we never discovered or invented something indestructible, which is unlimited, which is ever pure, which is not subject to destruction. Because body can only invent or discover in this creation which is subject to destruction, which has its own nature of sorrow also, which will come later. I will tell you, I will explain you. Anything you invent or discover have the nature of sorrow. So here, a person who lacks discrimination go on experiencing the different worldly things and gather different types of impressions, and he keep in his memory in order to take the next birth, which is not known by him. Any experience will give an impression which will be kept inside our memory. All these impressions will matters in order to take the next birth. So a righteous person is going to be explained in the next verse. A righteous person do other than this person. What this person actually he does in this world, avijnanavan, a person who lacks discrimination about the goal, about the faculty of the intellect, about the purpose of the life, about the goal, about the means, all these things he don't have idea. Avijnanavan bhavati. There is no understanding of what is right and wrong. And ayuktena manasa sada. Ayuktaha. A mind which is not under control, which doesn't have the real understanding about the creation, creator, and the purpose of this human body, anything he don't understand. He just follow what society follows. So society is following to make money in this world. They find different ways and they make money. I should also do that. This is what normally a person does. I follow when a group, what they do. I live in a society, and what the society do, go to school, make some degree, and get into a job, get married, have some children, and make a big house, buy 2, 3 cars, and enjoy the world with the wife and children. And when the children goes, you give good education, and they will also reach in the top. Somebody will become scientist, somebody will become doctor, somebody will come some other things, and you will be very much proud of your children. But at the old age, nobody will be around you. You just have certain experiences what you have enjoyed in this world. Avijnanam. A person, I am not completely denying that you should not go to experience the external world. Knowing the reality, you can experience the external world. You know that there is no sunrise or sunset. In reality, the earth is moving due to this phenomenon of the movement of the earth. There is a sunrise which is fake. There is a sunset which is fake. After knowing, you go to beach or seashore and you enjoy the sunrise. There is no problem on that. Nothing wrong on that. After knowing the reality, you have certain responsibilities in order to fulfill in this external world. You have some taste which are moral and righteous in this world. You can enjoy that. Nothing wrong on that. But one should know the reality. Without knowing the reality, people take granted themselves and they think that this world is true all the things what I see are subject for me. I have to experience, I have to enjoy, and I have to go through different experiences. This is the problem. That is why Lord Death tell to Nachiketas, one who lacks discrimination thinks oneself that he is a human body or she is a human body and he is an experiencer or she is an experiencer and he should enjoy these worldly things. And what she or he will do, there is no control for the mind. I want this, I want that, I should go to party, I should go to night party, I should go to beach, I should go to do that. I can kill animals and eat. Everything is meant for humanity. And keeping a piece of killed animal in their plate and they talk about happiness and peace in this world. This is another hypocrisy done by most of the people. In their plate, there will be a piece of meat, a murdered animal is being kept, and they talk about peace and happiness in the world. In experiencer always lack the discrimination. When we don't have the discrimination, we are subject to different types of tragedies. We are subject to commit mistakes which are not to be done in this world. Assume this creation is a big city which has a lot of traffic rules. In this normal world, when we enter into a city, we follow the traffic rules in order to reach our destination. Similarly, this world, this creation is a big city. And we should follow the traffic rules in order to reach destination. Suppose if we don't follow the destination and we want to go through shortcuts, we will end up in tragedies. We will hit by another vehicle, or we will get fined by the police, or we will reach some other destination. You know, last week an incident happened near my city. Looking at the Google, somebody drove a car and there was a bridge work in progress. There is no bridge at all. The Google shows that everything is clear. And he took the car and just fell down and died. The car also collapsed, everything. There is a bridge work going on. Google will not say there is a bridge under construction or something sometimes, Even for patchwork, they block the bridges and everything. So always don't rely on Google Map and etc. To reach the destination. Navigation will not work. There are navigators in this world, inborn navigators. For example, pigeon. They are inborn navigators. If you take them to 100 miles away and put them there, after 5 days, they will reach your house. Inborn navigators. That is why pigeons took part in First World War and also in the Second World War. Sea turtles are inborn navigators. Certain dogs are inborn navigators. They know how to reach the destination even if you throw somewhere. But our navigation is controlled by Google and etc. That will not work. We will go to a broken bridge and we will fall down. We will fall. So the point is coming to the real point. This world, this creation is a big city. In order to reach our destination, I mean the goal of a human being, we should follow certain rules. Mostly the people live according to their natural instincts. It's a wrong idea. according to the natural instincts, and if you follow the society, means you are not following the rules of the city. Natural instincts means it's a wrong navigation to the destination, because natural instincts will not take the person to the destination. We are not inborn navigators, or our mind is not programmed to reach the human destination or human goal. One needs to meet the traditional teachers. One needs to know the reality of the creation. One needs to know the reality behind the body. One needs to know the connection between the creator and myself. All these things will only make the person to know what is my real goal. Most of the people in this world go according to their natural instinct. If they are male, they will be searching for female at the age of teenage because of natural instinct. If they are female, they will be searching for a good male because of their natural instinct. Nothing wrong on that. I told you, I don't deny the enjoyment completely in the world. But after knowing the reality, whatever things you have to enjoy, it will come directly into your life. So here, due to the natural instinct, an indiscriminative person who doesn't have any discrimination, he live according to the mind. Whatever the mind says, I will do. That is called pressure. That is not a normal life. Like a girl asked to his father, I have a friend in US. Papa, why you are not allowing me to go to the night parties? I am teenager now. I am at the age of 70. Why are you denying me? I will call 911 and I will tell you about you because you are restricting my happiness in my life. The father gets shocked due to her response. She want to go to night parties where they will serve narcotics, some some other things, yeah, etc., etc. We know that what is a night party. So father is an Indian, and he want his girl to grow in a moral way, and this girl have some pressure. Natural instinct means mostly they are pressure. So people live according to their pressure inside their mind. They are not informed what is right and wrong. The whatever the mind says, they do that, but due to the pressure. That will not make the person to reach the destination. This is what is being told in this sloka. Ayuktena manasa saha, which mind lacks discrimination. Ayuktaha, not put together, not informed, only by the natural instinct a person lives. When you go to the tribal people who live in Uganda or Kenya, there are people, tribal people, pygmies, there some other tribal people are there. They just live in the forest with a shelter. Maybe they will live a life under the tree or some shelters. Mostly they will eat some meat which they hunt. There is no room for talking about non-violence or mercy or compassion to a tribal person because we cannot help them. We have to leave them to their destiny, correct? So it's their natural instinct. They are tribal people. They are born in forest. You cannot convert them to you. You cannot bring them. I have tried once in my life. I took a tribal boy and I kept him in the city in my house, given a good education. I made him to join in a school in the city, and I kept in my house. So he was happy for first 2 days. Slowly his happiness is lacking, slowly going down. After 1 week, you don't want to say, still I asked him, what happened to you? You are not happy. What happened? I want to go to forest. I want to go to take some roots and honey from the trees and everything. You cannot change completely some natural instincts. It takes a lot of time. That is why traditional teaching is very important. Daily or whenever you get time, listen the classes and information gathers in your mind. When new things enter into your mind, the old things will go away. Or the discrimination when you get, for example, when a doctor says that cigarette smoking is injurious to health, even though it is written in the cigarette packets, he explains very clearly, your lungs doesn't have the capacity even to smoke one cigarette, and you are taking daily 10 or 12 cigarettes. That will damage your lungs and you will have breath issues in the future. When he informed it properly, the discrimination is born. Slowly, I will think to come out of puffing cigarettes. Correct? Similarly, the discrimination will slowly grow. Every classes of traditional teacher, of that given by the traditional teacher, will make the person to come out of all his natural instinct. But here, this verse says that a person who live according to the natural instinct, who is not informed about the goal or the means of the what is the purpose of the body, nothing is been told for that person. He live a normal life according to his mind, what it says. Ayuktena manasasaha. A person who lives according to the natural instinct. This person, Ayuktena manasasaha, this person involved in different activities which are not right, which is not come under moral values. He work according to his own mind. He is only centered on his happiness. He may have selfish motivations. According to the mind, what it says to him, he work on that and he enjoys that. Tasya indriyani avashyani. Of course, his senses, his organs are not under control. Due to the pressure of the mind, the senses will work in this world and it will tasya indriyani avashyani, which is not under his control. Those senses will go again and again to the different worldly things and enjoy and accumulate different ideas and impressions from each and every happiness. Even though some happiness you get by hurting others, which we don't have any idea due to the pressure, we do certain things and we are happy. We impose that we are happy. It is just like Lord Death says to Nachiketas, Dushta Ashvaha iva Sarathe. Sarathi, the charioteer, the controller of the horses of the chariot. This person is not at all a proper driver. He is just leading the horses wherever it goes. Dushta Ashvaha iva Saradehe. These horses are not under control. Dushta Ashvaha. These horses are not well trained. These horses are not at all having the idea what the charioteer says. It just goes roam around whatever the mind says that the horse will go. You know, there are trekking in Himalayas. Himalayas are the one of the beautiful mountain valley which one need to experience once in life with all kinds of spiritual background. Mostly the people used to trek on the horses, the small ponies or horses. Sometimes this pony sees something to eat in the edge of the mountain and it goes there and to eat, keeping the person over the top. This person will be very much afraid because it will go to the steep of the mountain from diverting from its normal path due to eat something. When the owner is not there, this pony will go. This is Dushta Ishvaha. When a person is loaded on them, the, the pony should go to the destination. In between, it will go to eat something in the edge of the mountain. And the person on the top will be looking towards the down and he will be afraid of that. So here, Lord Death says, when the person is not informed completely about the goal and the destination and the purpose of the body by the traditional teachers and their teachings through this type of Upanishads, that person is avijnanavan, who is lacking discrimination. This indiscriminative person will always have some pressure inside the mind without knowing the situation, without having the understanding of his own circumstances. All his need is that he has to fulfill his own pressures, whether it is selfish, whether it is hurting somebody, whether it is a nuisance for the society or the people around you. They don't consider. Just they want to fulfill their desires. This pressure keeping inside the mind, they work in this world, and for them, their senses are just like the untrained horse in this chariot, and the charioteer will lead these untrained horses wherever it goes, and we know that what will happen. It will end up in tragedy. It will not reach the destination, which is going to say in the coming verses. I will read the next verse and I will conclude this session, and we will see the next verse in the next session. I will just read the verse and we will conclude the session. Yastu vijnanavan bhavati yuktena manasa sada tasya indriyani vashyani satashvaha iva sarathehe. This verse is talking about a person who gained the discrimination by the teachings of the traditional teachers, and how this person behaved, what are the information he got, how he is going to deal with his own senses, which has came out of the natural instinct, how his mind will be. Everything is being told by the Lord to Nachiketas in the coming verse, which we will see in the next class. Om Swasti Prajabhya Paripalayam Nyayena Margena Mahim Mahisha Gobhyamanebhya Shupamastu Nityam Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Kale Varshadu Parjanya Prithvi Sasyashalini Deshoyam Kshoparahitaha Brahmana Santu Nirbhayaha Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayah Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhavet Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya Om Purnamatat Purnamitam Purnat Purnamutachyate Purnasya Purnamataya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.